What up, folks from 5-9 Gaming? I'm Toon Rami, and you're watching Getting to Know. It's the show with questions and a better intro than this one. And today we're getting to know Kamogawa. You may not have seen his face, but you've definitely seen his work as one of the premier graphic designers on 5-9, as well as other prominent channels. Kamo, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, I guess.
It's finally time that two faceless figures such as us actually get to have a discussion. I think this is pretty hype. By the way, nice look with the basketball outfit there. I dig it.
Thanks. You know. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you mean now.
Wait, what?
I was confused for a second.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I guess you forgot. That's gonna be your look. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's gonna watch this video?
Yeah.
No one.
So, you don't have to have seen the show to know that the character that you're here as enjoys some hoops. And as a huge basketball fan myself, I'd love to know your take on this. If you had to rank the following from worst to best, how would you list watching some NBA NCAA, fantasy basketball, NBA 2K, like playing a game of NBA 2K, 5v5 in the park, and watching Slam Dunk? How would you list those from worst to best?
I guess I've never done fantasy basketball, so that'd be fifth, or I guess last. Then 2K.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Then
You're not a fan of 2K?
Nah, Why would you pay for a game that has microtransactions? Like, it's like you're paying to play a gacha game. Why would you do that?
I mean,
go on your phone.
If it makes you feel better, I have not once ever spent any microtransaction in a 2K game.
I wouldn't either. I've never done it either. It's stupid. Spending money for a game to spend more. It's just dumb. I haven't played 2K in years. But then watching college basketball / the NBA, and then I'm gonna go with playing basketball, like 5-on-5 pickup, and then Slam Dunk is number one. I'm happy. I get so happy when I watch Slam Dunk. Like, I enjoy playing basketball, but I'm happier when I watch Slam Dunk, so I'm gonna go with that.
I've never seen the show. I literally never even knew that the show existed until I met you and got to know you. So, What if you had to pitch that to me or to a casual anime viewer? What is it about that show and the sports genre in anime that makes it so compelling to watch?
It's not really the sport. I mean, I started watching it because of the sport, but it's the characters. Hanamichi's just so entertaining. It's like, the best way I could describe it to somebody that hasn't seen it is it's the original Naruto and Sasuke. There's a rivalry, and it's funny. It's just all around good. Like, take out basketball, and it's still probably my favorite. The manga's like the best manga of all time.
According to the numbers, it's still pretty relevant to this day, and it's a pretty old IP.
And it's short compared to all the other things that it's up there with, like Dragon Ball and all that stuff. It's shorter by a lot. So.
Honestly, that's a pretty important trait these days. Because anytime you're coming into a new franchise or a new anime of any kind, there's always that mindset, okay, I'm about to tackle this beast. How many episodes am I in for? 12? 25? 5,000, or however many is in One Piece? So this is a pretty good pitch so far, honestly, if you ask me.
There's 101 in the anime. It ends on a filler arc, and then they're making the final arc of the manga. They're animating it into a movie that's coming out. Well, I don't know when it's coming out. They haven't released the date yet or dropped a trailer yet, but they've announced it.
Every sports fan usually has an idol or someone that they like to base their game off of when it comes to a particular sport or a particular craft. Like, be like Mike, that whole thing. For me, it was Kobe. Is there a particular player in the NBA, or maybe in the Slam Dunk anime, or in anything in general, that you try to emulate on the court when you're playing a game of pickup?
I would have to go with probably Dennis Rodman, just because I play more like him, I guess. But I'd like to obviously emulate my game more towards somebody else, but I just naturally play like Dennis Rodman more, grabbing rebounds. And,
so you're more of a like a nitty gritty, hard-nosed kind of player.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't mention John Wall.
I wouldn't consider John Wall an idol just because of how like the type of person John Wall is.
Well, I meant the player, not the.
As a player,
yeah,
yes.
As a player.
Person, no. I mean, I mean, Dennis Rodman, I guess is an idol too, but definitely not as a person. It's a little weird for me. But yeah, as a player, I idolize John Wall, considering I've watched him basically my whole life, the past 10 years, my whole life of being a Wizards fan. He's been there, so, well, except for this year. So yeah.
Born and raised in DC, you are a Wizards fan through and through. You are a home team kind of guy. So everything from the DC area, those are the teams that you follow. Nationals, Wizards, I respect that. As a Wizards fan for however many years now, how hard has it been to have had to deal with LeBron James for, how many years has it been now? Like, was it 13 years? 13, 14 years of LeBron in the East?
Well, to be fair, it's not like the Wizards were title contenders for maybe one or two of they were only title contenders maybe potentially for like 1 or 2 years. There was LeBron did play the Wizards, I think in the first round. Gilbert Arenas missed a few free throws, but other than that, LeBron hasn't screwed the Wizards over in the playoffs.
I think this was around 2008, right? During the Anton Jameson, Arenas, Deshaun Stevenson days. That was like the real last significant time in Wizards history where they were going up against like a championship contending team, right?
I forget what year it was. I think it was 2016 when John Wall hit that shot in Game 6 against the Celtics. I think that was the only other time where I would say that they could have potentially been contenders. They had Marcin Gortat as their center, Markieff Morris, John Wall, Beal, obviously, and then Otto Porter Jr. That was the starting five. Other than that, those were like the only two times where I wouldn't even say they were title contenders, but those were their best two periods during my lifetime. Other than that, they've been complete garbage.
Please tell me you've seen that one Otto Porter blooper where he's guarding. I think it was against the Bulls. He was guarding.
He's just standing there.
And he just looks away. He's looking at the off ball, he's looking to help someone else on the weak side. And then his man just runs past the baseline for like 10 seconds. He's just standing there, dude.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that live.
Oh, you saw that live?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You've had to put up with a lot. JaVale McGee too, man.
Nick Young. Andre
Young.
Blatch.
Yep. If things had been different for you, because you could have potentially gone in a more basketball-oriented direction. If things had gone differently, if things played out differently, and you took that recruitment and you signed to a university for basketball, where do you think you would be right now, as of this moment, during this interview, like right now? Where do you think you would actually be, and where do you think your life would be?
I think I'd be asleep right now. I think I'd have more of a sleep schedule, because I'd have to get up early as crap for like shoot-arounds. That's in practice, early morning practices and all that. And that's part of the reason why I chose not to do that. It's because it's too much commitment. I'd much rather focus on other goals that I have right now. But I could see right now at this moment during this interview, I would see myself asleep.
That's a good answer.
Because, I mean, we're doing this at like 12 o'clock my time, so I'd be asleep right now.
Illusion ruined. Dude. Why are you giving away trade secrets, bruh?
Oh, sorry, my fault.
I'm telling the recruiter. You're done. Back to the bench.
Fine with me. That'd be where I'm sitting anyways. It's my first year.
Okay, but if you were signed to a D1, where would you want to play? Like, if you could choose where you wanted to go, where would you have wanted to play? Factoring out all of the disciplinary stuff that goes into being a collegiate basketball player and all that stuff. If it was just a simple plug and play, like you jump in onto the roster, you step on the court and you play, where would you want to play and who would you want to play for?
It's going to sound like I'm a bandwagon, but Baylor, because watching the national championship game, I really liked the way they played. Just straight hard-nosed defense, hustling. Like, they were up by 20 and they were just out hustling Gonzaga. And the coach is a good coach. I'd probably want to go there just because I feel like that would give me the best chance to be the best player I could be.
Can I just say, as a UCLA fan, thank you.
Oh yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you. Because that hurt. That loss hurt a lot. So thank you
I'm
for
sure.
avenging me.
I mean, I'm not a Baylor fan, but if I had to pick a place to go, I would go there.
I know, but I'm speaking to the hypothetical you that
Yeah.
plays for Baylor. So thank you,
Yeah.
Kama.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Anytime.
Nice defense, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I know. We just locked them down. Like, man, did you see? Like, they didn't score for like the first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, no, I know. I know.
And they're like the highest scoring team. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I theoretically stopped them. I destroyed them.
And I'm theoretically grateful.
I had 14 blocks in the first 3 seconds of the game.
Man, now I don't know about our theoretical matchup. 21-18. I'm a little scared now.
Yeah, I was a god.
Of course, on the YouTube and graphic side of things, people kind of recognize your work these days. They may not recognize you because you don't have a face like me, respect, but they do recognize your work. And I would say probably, let me know if I'm wrong, but these days I'd say the most notable work of yours would have to be those monstrosities you create with Garesh's face. Am I right?
Yeah, those would probably be what I'm most known for. Yeah.
How was that whole experience of being asked to create something for Garesh and turning it into something like that? Where did that thought spawn in your brain that, hey, you know what? Let me take Garesh's face and turn him into this giant meme where he's Android 21, he's Master Roshi, all of these different creations that you've made. How did that start, and how was the execution process? Was it a trial by fire type thing where you were learning on the spot, or did you already know going in exactly how you're going to do it?
So I already knew going in exactly how I was going to do it. And then how I got the idea to do it was Hydros was doing thumbnails, or some thumbnails for him, some thumbnail thumbnails where he would use random cosplayers that they find on Google to make his summoning thumbnails. And I just figured it would be better if it was Garesh instead of some random cosplayer. And so then I just made Garesh whichever character he was summoning for, or somewhere along those lines that kind of correlates within the character that he is summoning for.
I gotta say, some of these give me nightmares, and as the proud father of these creations that give me nightmares, which one would you say is the most horrific creation that you wish you never put upon the world?
Android
Which one?
21.
The 21?
Yeah, easily. Android. I'm never making him a female again.
Oh, you even regret doing that. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I told Garesh when I made it, you don't have to use this if you don't want to. He said, I don't care. And then he used it. So I just said, okay.
Everywhere I look, it's there now. How does it feel to have your work so well known, but not associated with a particular face or identity?
I don't really think about that, to be honest. Like, my work being well known, I never really thought about that.
There is a whole Garesh library of faces now, and it's all thanks to you. And it's everywhere. Everywhere I look, I see some sort of variation of that. And you've pretty much established that trend when it comes to, especially in the Dokkan community, superimposing a face onto some known figure. So that's kind of the Kamo blueprint. So have you ever just stopped to think, man, look at that. That's my work out there. Feels kind of nice to have it out there, but not necessarily associated with me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because nobody knows who I am really. That's why I don't really think of it like that. But if you put, it is kind of cool, I guess, seeing a lot, that it's so many people know about it. And lots of people know that Garesh was the one that kind of started that whole thing. Well, I guess it was technically me, but Garesh is, he's the face, he's the one that uses the thumbnail. But yeah, it's I guess it's pretty cool.
Everything that you've been able to show us through your work has all been self-taught, which is super impressive. How long did it take you to reach this point where you're able to create whatever you want and you're able to make a step-by-step roadmap on how you do it? Like, for example, I'm a self-taught video editor in that I've learned how to do certain things on videos, where now when I see that done from somebody else, I can piece together how exactly the process went to creating that. Are you at that point yourself as a graphic designer?
Yeah, I can, like, if I see something, I'll be able to kind of either know exactly how they did it or have a rough idea of how they did it. and that's just from a lot of practice and playing around with a lot of practice and messing around is really the best way to get better at seeing different things like that. Trying to not imitate, but seeing something and knowing exactly how they did it.
And your work extends further than just thumbnails. Like, your portfolio is the vision that you have is impressive. Like, take this one for example. When I saw this, I don't know who that character is. I think you told me before. I don't know who that is. The clarity and the tone that this gives me is more of a Frank Miller Sin City kind of vibe. Is that the kind of reaction you try to incite on people who are looking at your work? Because you look at that and then you put that next to this one, completely different, but both are equally beautiful.
Well, the Avatar one, the one with Aang, that one's like, I really try to step out of my typical comfort zone with that one. Using different colors that I don't typically use. There's definitely some mistakes that I made, but this is my first time using those colors and with this type of composition and depth and everything. So that one could use some work. I think probably in about a month I could completely redo it, because everything in, like, Aang right here is a figure. Like, I had to clean up an actual action figure. Appa in the midground, that was like a 3D sculpted thing that somebody made that I found online. And then Momo was a 3D render that I had to like completely color, and just a lot of little things that if I didn't have to do that, could probably look better. But yeah. But the first one that we were talking about, this is definitely, it's easily my favorite piece that I've made. It's more up my alley, I guess. I wasn't going for a Sin City vibe like you were talking about. I just wanted to make something that looked good, and I like Amon. He's like my favorite villain throughout the whole series, both Avatar and Korra. Actually, I'm not going to spoil it. If you haven't seen Korra, you could go watch it, but I won't spoil it.
So it's been about 6 months now since you've joined 5ix9ine, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think pretty much like since the beginning.
Yeah.
That first thumbnail, that was yours. You were the one who brought everyone into the world of 5ix9ine, technically speaking.
I mean, I guess I made the picture that people clicked on, but
yeah,
I'd say Goresh, Talon, and Olar, the people talking in the video, did a lot more. But
well, as one of the staples of the 5ix9ine crew, how has your experience with the team helped you evolve as a graphic designer, and how does this experience help you moving forward and your future ambitions?
It's given me a lot of practice and a lot of experience that you just can't get without actually doing it. Just in the 6 months that I started, I've just seen myself get a lot better. Like that first thumbnail, I personally think it sucks, but I did make it, and I know, like, just seeing the progression of how I've gotten so much better in the past 6 months is really cool. But yeah, that's probably my favorite part. And then my future goals, I mean, I do plan to stick with 5ix9ine for, I mean, as long as they need me and as long as I can. But eventually I do want to branch off and branch out of thumbnails for YouTubers to work on, or at least try to make movie posters at some point in the future for actual blockbuster movies. That's the ultimate goal for me.
Folks, you can find Kamogawa on Twitter as well as his thumbnail work all over the place. This dude is super talented and a welcome member on the 5ix9ine team. Kamo, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
You know, in a universe out there, there already exists a timeline where I'm doing the VO for a movie trailer and you're doing the poster.
That timeline's pretty great.
And I think, if I remember correctly, I think he told me I beat you 21-12. You lost.
I won. Because in that alternate timeline, you don't know how to count.
Oh, damn.